पादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरुणामाकृतिं स्मरति विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धन्ति मनोरथः लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितराणपेक्षमन्वित्वयमिदमशाकिशिखः प्रवालभैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिघ्नं विघ्नार्तिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरः सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. So, for the 25th shloka, this is the positive psychology session. So, we are continuing the concept of meaning through PERMA. As already spoken about this, PERMA is a model that has been a part of a positive psychology. So through that, we are trying to understand the meaning, concept of meaning. Now, specifically speaking with respect to that shloka, that is the 25th shloka. So, Adau Padarthava Gatirhi Karanam Vakyartha Vijnana Vidhau Vidhanatah. So, Tattvam Padarthau Paramatma Jivakau Asiti Chaikatmya Madhana Yor Bhavet. So here that specific understanding is simply that in terms of spirituality, that tat tvam is an indication. Tat is the atma tattva, paramatma tattva. Tvam is the jiva, jivatma, and asi is the bringing about equivalence between them, bringing about some kind of identity. It is called as total identity between them. That means if they superimpose on each other, they look the same. So there is total identity between them. Now, that is actually not possible to a very large extent, because we are saying that Paramatma and Atma are the same. How it is possible, why it is possible, are different philosophies. But specifically, when we are talking about meaning in life, this involves understanding or realization of Tattvamasi, involves a lot of patience, lot of introspection into self, because we have to understand our own nature for Tvam. And for Tat, we need to understand what Brahman is. And to bring about total identity between them, we need to do certain different, we need to follow certain steps that is given in the Vedas. And the first one was just in 1880. There are more such concepts that are advocated for when we are trying to understand the total identity. But when we are talking about this particular meaning, that is nothing but um, a concept of PERMA model, is it's not just with respect to transcendence or total identity or anything like that. We're expanding that. We're trying to bridge Tattvamasi and meaning in life. So when we do that, when we try doing that, what we are doing in PERMA model, we have to understand the meaning of life or existence as such. And there were different things like sense of belonging, purpose, etc., etc. So any point of existence must be supported by the thought that whatever we do contributes to something else. Because just to give a very, this may sound as a negative example, but there are quite a few students who feel burdened with competitive exams and all the academic burden, all those things, and they start feeling very insignificant. They start degrading, deprecation happens. They start to deprecate their value, where they are not able to clear some exams. Suddenly they start thinking, maybe I'm not worth it, maybe something is wrong with me, etc., etc., etc. It's not wrong to think negative of oneself if it contributes to a zeal to better that better oneself. But when it has led to a demotivation, that means it has led to uh, thinking low of myself, then it's important that I need to understand that I am still a part of the grand design of things. It's not that I'm not capable of anything, it's just that my time has not. That means when we are playing a game, let's say cricket, for example, No player would say that, okay, now it's time for me to bat, and he can't just grab a bat and then he can't start playing. That only happens in gully cricket. Same thing with respect to uh, bowling or any other player. It has to be in a mechanical, not methodical way. That means there has to be a decision first made as to which team is going to bat first. Among that, whoever is leading, that person has to decide that whether the person this person is capable of um, batting or capable of catching that score, making high score, etc., etc., whatever is their expectation with respect to that. Only when the opportunity comes, that person will be able to show his talent. So now the question is, if that is the purpose, so until and unless I get my time, or until and unless it is my time uh, uh, to show or to act or whatever it may be, why should I feel that I'm not a part of bigger things? I have not played the game yet. Maybe I went to the field, played a few practice matches. I haven't played the game yet. So why am I feeling so insignificant about myself? Because I'm only thinking about myself. That is the key thing over here. We start to internalize and personalize this emotion of deprecation to an extent where we start to feel insignificant against everybody else. But the fact is, everybody too, the person who's playing right now would have waited for a long time, therefore he has got his chance. And there are hundreds of other people who are still waiting for their chance. So I'm not the only person. But we feel that way. And that is what we need to understand, that we need to build a sense of, we need to build that we are not the only person related to uh, the game. There are so many other different things, there are so many other considerations, etc., etc., etc. If I feel down about myself, it's because I'm making myself feel. Nothing is my problem as long as I make it my problem. Nothing is my problem, but I make it. There is um, a shloka from, I think, Kaivalyopanishad. Kaivalyopanishad. Hmm. मय्येव सकलं जातः, मयि बुद्धिं निवेशयामि. Just. Hmm. मय्येव सकलं जातं, मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं, मयि सर्वं लयं याति, तद्ब्रह्ममद्वयम् तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस् अस्मयम्. So what they're trying to say is, मय्येव सकलं जातं. That is, what is happening is, I feel that I have a problem is because I am manifesting the problem within me. It was not a problem that is very specific to me. It is just an occurrence. It is just an occurrence. 10 lakh people, over 10 lakh people write the exams for 10,000 seats in colleges. That is a competitive spirit that is existing in many places, most probably the ratio of participants and the number of seats can be debatable, saying that okay, it's very bad in this country or etc., something like that. But the fact is that in every country there are competitive exams. Obviously, in every country, not every person who takes that competitive exams will not be able to succeed. So obviously, there's a selection list, and the rest will not be get and will not be selected. With this understanding, frankly speaking, this problem of writing the competitive exam is not very particular to me. It is not specific to me at all. It is a normal thing. Everybody is going to suffer through that. It's like when there's no electricity. Why am I feeling bad? Suddenly there's a power outage. Why am I feeling bad about it? The whole area is black. I'm not the only body suffering. Everybody feels the same way. If I'm experiencing some kind of difficulty because of power outage, everybody else is also facing the same kind of difficulties. They also do the same routinely things that I do. Eating is difficult in dark, cooking is difficult in the dark, etc., etc., etc. Reading is difficult in the dark. So pro, um, anything that I'm doing is done by others also. So any problem that I'm facing is also faced by everyone. But I am making it my problem. Therefore, mayeva sakalam jatam. It happens within me only. My sarvam pratishtatam. And that problem is also, it is within inside me only. My thinking has given rise to that problem. My sarvam layam yati. That means it can be destroyed within me also. Okay. Then when I do that, then I attain something called as the non-dual form, advayam. Advayam tad brahmadvayam asmyamyaham. So I'm also the non-dual Brahman. When it gets dissolved, when I dissolve this particular understanding of oh, it's only me who's suffering, then we can actually understand that uh, I'm not specific to this particular problem, and in fact, this is only my problem because I made it that way. So this is one thing that we need to understand when it comes to meaning, where even before we are saying thinking about higher existence, etc., etc., and all that, finding the purpose and meaning of our current existence is important, and that is possible when we uh, build an emotion of belonging within the society, feeling a part of a community, feeling a part of a cause, of an organization. I'm a contributing member of a society, of an organization, of a group. With that way, it brings about meaning to whatever the kind of life we are living. So, one important thing is that um, if we understand the meaning, it can be really helpful in a resilience. Any kind of obstacles we face, we'll be able to bounce back immediately. So understanding the meaning, or not even understanding, it may have different connotations, even spiritually. Understanding the meaning, complete understanding can be different. It can be highly evolved. Like now, also we are saying we are trying to bring about total identity. So what is total identity is also very different. But frankly speaking, when I'm trying to understand the meaning in a more psychological sense, I'm trying to build my mind to face challenges. So resilience can be very fruitful uh, quality that I may bring in myself. For this, obviously, uh, with a different kind of things. That is with respect to belonging, with respect to purpose, with respect to significance, transcendence. All these things have are going to lend towards the meaning, the understanding of the meaning in the concept of Burma. So this is also an important topic, how meaning should be understood, why it should be understood, why is it necessary for uh, why is it necessary to learn the meaning of meaning, like that. So there are many exercises, also activities to understand that contemplation. There are okay, activity wise, doing mentorship, doing volunteer work, um, trying to express in a more creative manner, music writing, etc., songs and all that. There's interactive activities, that is you we sit together like group GDs, group discussions. Then there are different ways of understanding the meaning, different types. So it can be used, and I think that too we can include at some point of time. But this speaking of the concept that we are seeing from the 25th shloka, meaning tends to be a very important topic, and we've continued from the 24th shloka. So 24th and 25th shloka speaks about the meaning from the Parma model, how to understand it, what do we mean by it, and how it can be helpful to us. So all this comes under the meaning concept. With this, we'll end this session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि.